speaker that we have that will be coming up here is Pamela Maynard. Her topic is nurturing talent in turbulent times. Now, she's the CEO of Avanade, the leading digital innovator on the Microsoft ecosystem. She leads a global team of 50,000 employees who centered their work around their purpose, which is to make a genuine human impact for their clients, their employees, and customers. She's all about making a people first and culture, measuring sustainable impacts, also DE&I, making it a non-negotiable, and she encourages people to think boldly, innovate, and be in the growth mindset. So please put your hands together to welcome Pamela Maynard. Thank you.
Hello everyone and Happy New Year. I'd like to start with a simple question. How are you? We've all heard this question and asked it a million times. And all too often we respond with a polite, "I'm fine, thank you," even on days when it's far from the truth. But I would bet that if you've asked that question of your family, friends, and work colleagues over the past 24 months, the responses have been more personal, perhaps even showing more vulnerability and honesty. Perhaps when you asked, "How are you?" instead of brushing it off with that nondescript response, you heard something like, "Oh, I'm exhausted," or "I'm really feeling the pressure of helping my kids learn remotely while juggling my job." Or perhaps you heard, "I miss seeing my friends and family." I would argue that asking the question, "How are you?" and really stopping to listen to the response is far more important than ever, especially in the workplace. Why? For starters, we've seen our colleagues on video calls with their pets and kids in the background, all while trying to hold a meeting. That experience has forced us to recognize that all of us are juggling a million other things outside of work, that we are whole people living full, complicated lives, and we should create the kinds of systems that support that. Second, it's clear that women are taking the brunt of the burnout, both personally and professionally. Unfortunately, there is a long list of sobering statistics to back that up. McKinsey's 2021 Women in Workplace survey found that burnout in corporate America increased at a significantly higher pace amongst women than men. As many as 1/3 said they were thinking of quitting or de-emphasizing their career because of it. That's a significant jump from just 1 year ago. That same report also highlighted the significant impact on women of colour, who were more likely to have been laid off or furloughed during the COVID-19 crisis, stalling their careers and jeopardizing their financial security. In its most recent report on the impact of COVID-19 on women globally, the United Nations summed it up this way: "The pandemic has made even the limited gains made for women in the past decades at risk of being rolled back." This reality has me asking a lot of tough questions. What more can we do to help? How can we provide the support, tools, and encouragement to make up for the stress that women are feeling in their lives? And how can I, as the leader of a global technology company, nurture our incredible female talent in these turbulent times? I'm not going to pretend to have all the answers, but as I reflected on my experience as a CEO, I've reached this conclusion. We must stop paying lip service to creating workplaces where people come first. Instead, we must do everything in our power to make it a reality. There are many ways to ensure we put the well-being of our people first, but 3 stand out for me. First, integrate employee health and well-being into everything that you do, and empower your teams to choose the tools that work best for them. I'm not alone when I say that the past 24 months have been so transformative personally and professionally. It's underscored the importance of emotional, mental, and physical well-being. To address this, we've looked at ways to broaden our scope of what it means to support employee health and well-being, realizing that everyone's needs are different. As remote working became the norm, we heard loud and clear from our professionals they wanted more freedom to choose how and when they worked, so they could take care of themselves, their families, and their professional responsibilities. In response, we launched an alternative workweek pilot across the globe, which enabled participants to create more flexible schedules aligned to their own needs. Do you know what we found? It made an undeniable difference on employee well-being while increasing productivity. While the initial pilot group consisted of 60% male and 40% female, we ultimately saw a higher participation rate of alternative work weeks by our women professionals. We heard they felt more empowered to manage their own time, had greater focus, productivity, and job satisfaction, and it helped increase engagement and retention. In fact, some pilot participants specifically called out that benefits of having a more balanced life through a flexible schedule made them reconsider pursuing outside opportunities. Our pilot data also revealed there was no negative impact on supporting our clients, meaning that we could still put our clients at the centre of everything we do, whilst also doing the same for our people. Given these results, earlier this month we launched this flexible way of working to all employees globally. Second, we must give our people the tools and resources to be able to thrive in change versus resisting it. Even before the pandemic, we realised that the pace we were operating at would not be sustainable long term without making some changes to how we ran the business. As the impact of COVID moved from weeks to months and months to years, we've seized on an opportunity to build a better Avanade, one that capitalises on the new world we're in and creates a more resilient working environment. We also know that building that kind of resilient workplace culture won't happen overnight. So we turned to the Neuro Leadership Institute, a cognitive science consultancy that has advised over 50% of Fortune 100 companies. They helped us launch a global growth mindset training program for our employees last year. The response has been overwhelmingly positive, arming our people with the skills they need to continue to innovate for our clients while building a culture where people feel safe to bring bold ideas, embrace the concept of failing fast and learning from it, and staying open to change and trying new things. Finally, galvanize your teams around a common purpose. A year ago, when I spoke on the Women in Cloud Empower Her Access panel, I shared that one of the first steps I took after being named CEO was to formally introduce our company's purpose: to make a genuine human impact. Reflecting on my remarks last year, I am even more passionate today about the role that purpose plays in uniting people. From my perspective, tying everything back to a purpose is critical. Why? It's easy for our 56,000 people to focus solely on our technology solutions, but looking beyond the ones and zeros to the actual human impact those solutions deliver makes our work much more meaningful for both our employees and our clients. It also served as a North Star in terms of how we think about the impact of our organisation on our people, and it sets the direction for the experience we provide to them through our employee value proposition. We all want to feel like we're making a difference, that the work that we do matters. We all want to work for a responsible company that cares about more than its bottom line and wants to leave the world better than it was before. A clearly articulated company purpose achieves all of that. It's safe to say that we're never going back to the way it was. Things have changed. We've all changed. We must respond with different programs, ways of working and types of support. Our future depends on redefining what the future of work looks like and carving a path where potentially there isn't one. We must reject the idea of being busy and work in ways that are more efficient, resilient and joyful. We must look at the whole person who shows up at work each day and provide a safe place where their full, authentic selves are seen, heard and valued. And we must realise that the first step to nurturing employee well-being starts with listening. So, while the future is uncertain and unknown, I know today we can all take one definitive step together. Next time you ask a colleague, "How are you?" pay close attention to the answer. They're already telling you what's important to them. And that's the most valuable piece of information you have. Thank you.
Oh, that was fantastic. I love that. All these key points of employee well-being, let employees choose what's going to be right in terms of their work week, give them tools and resources and galvanize around that purpose. We're all about a purpose-driven organization here at Women in Cloud. This is our main platform, is how can we expand economic pathways for women all around the world and everyone really ultimately. And so thank you so much for that.